Sexualize my asexual life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. And as always, I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that great big bell icon right here, right now. So I'm feeling really sad at the moment, and I just want to talk to you and explain, what's on my mind, because why not? It's better than just crying. So I'm really happy with my decision to not go on dating apps anymore and to not actively pursue a relationship anymore. And I'm happy about it in the sense that the guys that came back into my life were no good for me. But the 21-year-old that I kissed, I told you I got some love feelings for him. And so they were dying down and everything was going well until then I had a blocked missed call from him. And it just started the feelings up again. And it was really, really upsetting for me. And, like, I'm going through grieving process at the moment, And so it's really, really difficult. Like, I didn't expect this to go back to this again. So grief is kind of really weird, because you can think you're over something and then something happens and then it just sparks off again, And so I know I've made the right decision because the 21-year-old Indian guy isn't ready for a relationship. I'm not interested in friends with benefits, and I need a guy who really cares about me, who loves me, and who wants to actually be with me for my personality, and who wants to communicate with me loads and see me loads and not be secretive and all that lot, and be proud to be seen with me in public and be happy with me, which, was never going to happen with him as he is and as it is, because he's a different type of person to me, and that's fair enough. Just, it's sad when two people think about each other but they're not right for each other. And so yeah, it's kind of really hard. I find it difficult at the moment. But what's really hard is, because I write books, and my mind always thinks in stories, and my mind's like, oh, if this was a story right now, what would be the happy ending between you and this 21-year-old Indian guy? You know what I mean? Like, what would be her thinking? Well, probably about 5 years would have to pass. And then he'd decide that I just need to be with Sandra after all, because it doesn't matter what girl I'm with, I always go back to Sandra in my mind. And I just have to actually be with her and be kind and caring and loving instead of being the other way and just being frustrated by it. And it's really weird because I think about the film Dirty Dancing, and there's like a line that Baby says, but instead of Baby's a female character, but instead of me saying that, I think picture him saying that to me. And Baby says a line which is about, most of all, I'm scared about walking out this room and never ever feeling again my whole life the way I feel when I'm with you. But I picture him saying that, of feeling that towards me, and that, he goes through women after women later on in life, or doesn't maybe even, and he just like, well, can't, because he's always thinking about me and what if, and yeah, and that instead of getting frustrated about that, he decides to do something good about it. Because my brain always thinks in stories and it wants a happy ending. And it's difficult, especially because we both like kissing each other. That was really hard. But at the end of the day, this isn't a story. This is reality. Reality sometimes sucks, doesn't it? And so, yeah, completely incompatible, really. So I know I've made the right decision to just go from his life again because, well, not answering my messages basically is like, I'm not interested anyway, you know? So yeah, I just find it really hard. I've been thinking about him a lot tonight and getting upset. And I'm trying to make positive changes in my life and move forward. But obviously, when you're on a dating app, it's easier to get over someone more in some ways or to mask the pain more because you're distracted with other people. It doesn't mean to say that's a good thing though, because obviously you need to face actually grieving. So it's really difficult, you know, really hardcore. And I'm having trouble at the moment because I don't feel like sleeping. My body's really hurting tonight. Like fibromyalgia pain is just like not normal. It's off the Richter scale, really bad. My legs really hurt. I don't know if that's because I've got emotional pain going on. Probably because when you have emotional pain, it really affects you physically with fibromyalgia. My leg is just so much pain. And so it's really difficult for me, you know, and it's hard. I did get a compliment though, because the guy who came round to look at the insulation, he asked me like how long I'd lived here. And so I told him. And he's like, you look too young, like, for that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, I can't believe it. You don't look old enough. I'm like, yeah, I know. And he's like, oh, wow, you know? And so, yeah, it was just really hard going back to the Indian guy, really hard. But I was happy I had that compliment. That cheered me up. But yeah, I just started thinking about him more, and it's not good, really. I think he's thinking about me. I sometimes feel I'm connected to him because I know his email, he did say can't stop thinking about me and get me out of his head. And when I'm thinking about him and he's thinking about me, if it clashes at the same time, it's like you've got a connection with that person, you know? So it feels like you're connected to someone even if they're not right for you because you're just not compatible. So it's really tough. But like I said, the movie Dirty Dancing, I just keep getting played in my head that he keeps saying that that he's scared of spending his whole life like walking out the room and in effect like leaving my life and never feeling the same way about any other woman ever again. Of course that might not be true. He might have feelings for other women, but like he said in his email about other guys not being him, other women are not me, are they? Actually, you know? So yeah, it's weird because my mind keeps going back to the taxi when we were in the taxi and just how aesthetically attracted we were to each other. Like magic. It's just very rare, but you can't live off aesthetic attraction. You can't live off physical attraction. It doesn't work that way. But it's very powerful stuff when you have that chemistry, you know? But it's really hard, you know? I can't see him again because I have feelings for him. It'd be disastrous for me. And really upsetting. I wouldn't feel happy anyway. He can't make me happy, you know, because he doesn't want what I want. So yeah, so I made the right decision, and there are other guys interested in me as per usual. An Indian guy. While I've been doing this live stream, an Indian guy has started messaging me again, who connected with me on Facebook yesterday, but he lives in India anyway. I don't want a guy who lives in India, you know. But yeah, so it's not like I don't have other Indian guys interested in me, but my mind's a bit fixated on the 21-year-old Indian guy at the moment, which is annoying, really, because we're not compatible. So, you know, it's hard when you've got feelings for someone you're grieving, because you're like grieving for a loss, especially if that person is thinking about you as well. It makes it harder, really, in some ways. Nicer in the fact that, oh, you're not alone in that way, but harder because you are alone, as in you need to be on your own, as in not with them. But, I'm trying to change my life around for the better forever. I'm trying to sort my career stuff out and focus on that, and, like, just not actively pursuing my Indian soulmate, So I guess that's what sparked off being upset as well, is that, I do end up thinking about having an Indian soulmate. Like, there was a guy, asexual guy I met tonight, a few hours ago in one of the asexual groups, and we were talking, and I said, I have a preference for Indian guys. I just do. And also on my calendar, I found this calendar, and it had the first Indian asexual guy on there of when I Skyped with him, and I thought it was in 2014, but it wasn't. It was March 2015. 2014 is when I found out I was asexual. But this particular guy who's asexual, he was the first asexual Indian guy I ever had feelings for. That was in March 2015. I saw that, that guy just like cut off from me, and then years later he came back into my life, told me he got a girlfriend, but he still wanted to be my friend all of a sudden. I'm like, no, it's not on. I'm not doing that, because he hurt my feelings. But yeah, so it's kind of like really weird. Grief is a difficult process to go through. You kind of have to get it out of your system, and you just have to allow yourself to cry. It's really hard when that just, like, it's hard when you get feelings for someone and you feel that you shouldn't have them, and that it's wrong, and that, it's not helpful, and nothing can come of it, and it's no good for you. That person's no good for you. They're not right for you. I guess it's because of the kissing compatibility, really, and aesthetic attraction compatibility makes it harder. And when he's emailing me, it was harder because I could see how it could have potentially been good. But clearly he probably wouldn't have been consistent and persistent in that anyway, which is no good to me. I don't need that for my anxiety, I need a stable, strong guy for my anxiety, and I'm playing with my hair now. And so, yeah, it's just really tough, so I was feeling a bit down and upset, and I thought I'd just come on here because, like, I can't do casual relationships at all, I really can't, I've thought to myself, because I do that, because obviously I have kissing needs, but I really can't do that, because after just one time of meeting up with this guy, that's like, and a few, like, when he emailed me, just ended up realizing how I love things, and it's just not good, in an ideal world storybook, like, you know what I mean? Like 5 years later, he comes back and realizes that I'm the girl for him, and oh my god, how could he have treated me that way? And I understand him, and I'm a kind, caring person. That would be like the story I would probably do. But yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, it's hard, because my mind keeps playing what if scenarios. What if this? What if that? What if this was a story? How would you write the ending? But this is not a story. I'm not in control of the characters. I'm not in control of anyone but myself. And yeah, that's the way it is, really. But it's hard because you have to admit to yourself you have feelings for someone who's not good for you, not right for you, and wants different things to you, and it's not possible to be with them. And it's hurtful, and it causes pain and upset, but it's just the way it is. And so you just got to know that you'll get through it. I mean, there are other guys interested in me. There are other guys interested in me, you know? I don't think I could ever trust him anyway. I think he'd probably be off with other women if he found some other woman who would actually have sex with him, you know? So, yeah, I can't trust a guy like that. I can't trust a guy who's like secretive and not consistent with messaging and wants to meet to hook up for kissing. And yeah, and when a guy talks about going to a woman's flat, you know, it's for sexual stuff, you know, it's not good. It's not good, you know. So I just wouldn't trust him with other women. I need a guy who's totally devoted to me. And who I know, no matter whatever woman comes his way, he's just not interested. He's only devoted to me, you know. So yeah, it's not going to be that guy, but it's really tough. You know, when your mind won't stop thinking about someone, it's like it keeps going to a perpetual state of what if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if in the future. And I keep playing that thing in my head from Dirty Dancing, but him saying it to me, it's like, oh my gosh. But all you can do in situations like this is just let the grief out, let the upset and pain out, let it pass. Keep telling yourself you've made a really good decision. Put yourself in the mindset of if you went back, just hypothetically, to that person, nothing would change. Everything would be the same. The problems would be the same. Nothing would be resolved because there's no change. So there's no point in being back in contact with the person again because it would just be the same repetitive cycle over and over again of being incompatibility. Can't match the needs. So it means you just got to sit in the grief and upset and pain and just get on with it, really. And again, focus on your own life, filling your own cup up, doing your own thing. And yeah, I guess it's weird as well that I'm not actively pursuing a relationship with an Indian guy anymore, like my Indian soulmate. But it's hard. I've always loved my Indian soulmate, whoever he is, from a previous life, before I've even met him in this one. So I just gotta hope and pray that one day I will meet him and he'll be just as I picture him to be, pretty much, but even better. You know, yeah, it's hard. It's really hard, especially I like Indian guys and I'm nothing like the culture. I'm the opposite to their culture. But, you know, I can't help who I believe I'm meant to be with. I can't help who I'm attracted to. It just is the way it is for me, you know? But if you're going through some heartache and pain right now, I really understand you. I'm sorry you're having to go through it. It sucks. I want to give you a big hug and tell you everything's going to be okay because it will be. You just got to get through this initial traumatic stage. And it is like trauma. Like when you have feelings for someone and they're quite intense and you can't get them out of your system very easily, it's kind of like traumatic, you know, because it's like knowing that you can't be with that person because they're not right for you, even though part of you wants to be, if you know what I mean. So it's really tough. But I would just say, you know, like, make sure you're taking time out for you to have fun, enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, and feel better about yourself. Because when you start feeling better about yourself and your life, and you just start having a much more interesting life and better life, then it lessens the time you have to think about that person. And it just means that, you know, you can get on creating a bright future for yourself. Like doing a dating app detox is bound to make you have withdrawal symptoms as well, you know, because you know you get used to talking to different people and you kind of get withdrawal symptoms, you know. But you know it's hard when you have to disconnect from someone that you do have feelings for, and you wish you didn't because they're not going to be reciprocated, and it's just not good for you. But it's not good for you to deny that either. It's as bad as you just work through them, realize that everything happens for a reason, the good and the bad. Maybe you don't know the reason yet, but it's happened. And yeah, just know you're beautiful and amazing. And some person's going to be very fortunate in the future to be with you. and they'll know it, and they'll appreciate you 100%. Lots of love to you. Keep smiling, keep being you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live. Right now, posting a video. Lots of love. Bye.